Hey guys, Artosis here, bringing you a game number 10 of the NA team battle. And right now, the Zerg team is definitely winning. Just to try to sum this up, right? First, we had 4 games that were just kind of pro league style that ended up winning 3-1. And right now, we're down to the last player on Team Terran and Protoss. Going up against Hawk from Team Zerg, who just took down Just. It's going to be Gypsy. So already, Raz, Dragon, and Just have fallen, which means Gypsy, to make this go on, must beat Hawk and then must also beat Jayun. So good luck to Gypsy, but if anyone can do it, it is this Terran Master. Now, Gypsy, as far as his TvZ goes, I do think that he has the strongest Terran versus Zerg outside of Korea. As I've mentioned before, I think Gypsy is top 2 Terran. Some people are asking who is the best Terran, then I would probably say Terror, the BSL champ, a very strong Peruvian Terran player. But honestly, I think Gypsy TvZ really, really good. His multitasking and micro and everything are phenomenal, absolute tip top. So yeah, I'm excited to see what he's going to pull out against Hawk. But Hawk, I think, is a very brainy player. He knows exactly how to abuse a Terran player. I know this from my own experience against the guy. He really knows the current meta. He's always on top of that. And so I'm wondering if he's going to utilize some of these newer strategies that we see really popular right now, like Crazy Zerg. Because I don't think that he necessarily needs to. He definitely can play all of the other styles as well. He actually has pretty good Mutalisk micro also. Now, Gypsy looks he looks to be going for a CC first. So it's a little bit risky. If your opponent 4 pools and you're doing this, you die. I'm not sure exactly which pool numbers kill this, like up to which pool numbers, but like I think, for instance, you hold on against 9 pools, so it's not a bad choice. You don't really expect Hawk to do something like that when his team, you know, has him and Jayun left and they just need that 1 victory. So anyways, he gets away with it. No problem. We have the hatchery first for Hawk, followed by his spawning pool and gas. So it looks like a 2 hatchery Mutalisk timing. Now, this gives Gypsy a bit of an advantage, right? Anytime you can get away with command center first, that's pretty solid for Terran. So yeah, liking his position here already. Now, will he go for a quick tech build, or are we going to see bio play? I think he's particularly good at bio play, and there's, you know, a lot of people ask me about like mech, right? Why isn't more mech used? Why don't players just go mech against Zerg? It's a lot easier to do. You're not going to mess up mechanically as much. It doesn't take as much speed. But a part of that is you can't utilize a huge set of skills with that mech comparatively, right? Like if you're really, really fast and really, really good at micro, that doesn't make as much of a difference with those mech plays, whereas it makes all the difference when you're playing a bio-based opener. So happy to see him going for that bio-based opener with the second racks coming up, because that's really somewhere that I think Gypsy excels, and he's a very fast player, and his multitasking is quite strong. Like I mentioned, that micro as well. So going to be some bio play going up against the speed upgrade here for Lings, very standard. And I think, you know, he's not going to make too many Lings here early on since he is playing against the wall-in. And I would say certainly into Muta. His lair is almost done, so if you go Lurker here, it's actually very, very weak because your den is so late. But yeah, he's going to throw down that Spire, and we'll see where he goes from there. Because, again, this, when you go for a command center first and you don't have to build a bunker, like, you are getting ahead in many, many ways. Your economy is going to be just out of control. Look at this. Already has the eBay going at 4 minutes and 11 seconds. He starts +1. This normally doesn't get started till about 5 minutes and 30 seconds. So that's a very quick +1 attack. Academy on the way. He can start his turrets in, you know, another 35, 45 seconds, and he's going to be completely fine against these Mutalisks. So you can see all those advantages really coming through for Gypsy right now. So Hawk is actually taking another main base, which, of course, nothing wrong with this. I think this is actually the best base that he would be able to take. It is a 3-player map. But to defend it in this type of game, I think he's going to need to get lurkers pretty quickly. Like, You know, it's got just the regular double egg here. You can't see it through the fog of war, but it does make a somewhat small choke, which allows the lurkers to defend that really, really efficiently. Whereas with the speed of this +1 and the fact that Gypsy's going into 4 racks right away, it's going to be really hard for Hawk to hold on with only Mutalisk and Zergling here. So we'll see what his plan is, but yeah, I would really like to see from Hawk heavy Mutalisk play into lurkers as quickly as he can possibly get them without skimping too much. I think he can't really make any more drones for a little bit, just because he's going to be playing against more Marines than normal with quicker upgrades than normal, with a bigger economy behind it than normal once again. So it is a 5 racks play, and that means that Gypsy is like, I mean, this is a great situation for him right now. He's throwing down his turrets. And Hawk's Mutalisk Micro is going to be very taxed here because there is just going to be a massive amount of Marine Medic out on the map very, very shortly here. So the turret's going up. Marines and Medics being added in. You notice he's already gotten 4 Medics to bank some of that energy. And Hawk, I mean, as he flies in, he's going to see exactly what's up and realize what he is up against right now. That range upgrade is almost halfway done, and that's going to be probably the move out time. Is as this finishes, you just start to go on the map. You can't really fight Mutalisks before that range upgrade for the Marines. Okay, here we go. The Muta's flying in right now, trying to get some damage. Nice jump back there from Gypsy behind the missile turret. Hawk continuing to make Mutalisks only. He is adding a 3rd gas. There's a possibility here that Hawk relies completely upon Mutalisk Micro and only makes mutas off 3 gas. You can make 9 mutas a minute in this situation, which is a hell of a lot of mutas. But if you hit critical mass as Terran, the mutas are going to have an incredibly hard time. So already we have 8 right here. There's 6 more being made. And of course, as the bio comes out on the map, Hawk has to come over and dog this army. Okay, let's see what he can get done. Ooh, already 1 falling. Okay, there we go. Some decent hits. He does have his own +1 on the way. +1 is finished for Gypsy, and +1 armor is coming up. Factory on the way for Gypsy here as well. Muta's flying down. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, no. Oh, God. Oh, well, a moment like that, right? That is just how exacting these Mutalisk openers can be. So this is probably his last chance, is to hold it here at this little choke, right? Like, he can micro some here. Okay, it looks like he's actually got mathematically enough mutas to knock the rest of this out. But it wasn't the most efficient for Hawk. He definitely wanted it to be more efficient. Luckily, he kills the whole group. He's going to get all 4 medics. And that's nice, but that doesn't hurt Gypsy that much because he is on 5 barracks. And if he can trade out some Marines and Medics for those mutas, that's pretty strong. So right now, Hawk is getting that Hydralisk Den. Does have a single sunken just in case here. Full saturation on gas. He's adding drones, which obviously it's a perfect time. He just cleared the army of his opponent. So to add those drones is very, very nice. 11 mutas in this group. Looks like he has a little bit more than that still. The Hive is on the way as well as that Evolution Chamber. Okay. Here comes the next wave of bio from Gypsy. Has double starport coming up. Missile turrets. Look at that. He actually has made a hell of a lot of missile turrets there to stop any sort of counterattacks, which can be important, right? As lurkers pop out, Zergs generally will dive into the main base of Terran because the bio will be out on the map, but not able to break anything because of the lurkers. And if you don't have enough turrets because you're relying on the Marines keeping the mutas out of your base, then you're in trouble. All right, so Hawk flies in. Very nice. 5 Marine kills without losing a single muta. It's kind of exciting watching Hawk fly around this army. Ooh, loses a muta there. Does pick off another Marine. Needs to do better than that, though. Ooh, loses another. All right, oh, loses another. Trades out a couple mutas there for a couple of Marines. 6 lurkers are morphing. All right, as long as he gets some of these lurkers up, it looks like yeah, oh my God, he actually has a lot more lurkers than that morphing. 9 at this moment. So 3 over here and 6 in his natural. So it looks like he's just going to hold on. But science vessels are underway for Gypsy. Certainly he'll be getting some more upgrades, and this is where it kind of gets interesting as well. There's a lot of different styles you can play here. You can go mass vessel, you can go vessels into dropships, you can go vessels into battle cruisers. All of them have their ups and downs. You know, in a position like this, there's a lot of mutas out, so you have to be careful about dropships, but at the same time, your pressure is so close to the back of their main base, so I think dropships could be strong here as well, and I definitely know that Gypsy is really good at dropship play against Zerg. Yeah, look at that. Double dropships being created. He does have a couple vessels out with a radiate coming up as well. That's really important. A lot of times what you'll do is hunt mutas, give a couple of radiates on the mutas so they can't help against the dropships, and then just fly the dropships in and get massive damage. Now, let's take a look here. A second evolution chamber for melee, Ultralisk Cavern, and then Defiler Mound. So all the tech coming up right now for Hawk. He is trying to rush up that tech tree and get into, I mean, if you get into Defilers from here and then just build up your Ultralisk upgrades, that is going to be a good situation. Okay, see, he gets an irradiate, 2 irradiates on those mutas. So that is, I mean, that is a big commitment to killing off mutas. And now you have 4 very damaged mutas here to try to defend the dropships. But look, Hawk knows this is a dropship timing. So 4 Scourge are out. You know, an Overlord here kind of spotting as well. A couple Marines watching to see nothing gets out of here. And let's see how these dropships go. Where are they going to be headed to? Is he going to try to drop over here? Oh, Scourge getting into position here as well. Hawk really showing his form right now. All right, we have a very solid drop getting ready. Looks like 14 Marines and a medic are loaded up. The Scourge not in the right position to stop this right now. The vessel's following them in for that detection. Here come over the Scourge, pulls them away, guns one down. That's all you need. And now gets behind this mineral line. He's going to be able to kill off a lot of these drones here. Lurkers popping out of the Niduses. So he should be able to save the hatchery, I think. But let's see what damage Gypsy gets done. He picks off a lurker here. He picks off another one. More lurkers having to come up. The muta's coming over with some Scourge as well. Another dropship coming in, trying to get some more off. Oh, he misses the Scourge right there, but it looks like he will connect with both. So the second couple dropships actually get super punished from Gypsy, and you can kind of see the double-edged sword that those dropships can give you. He's killed some drones, but he's basically lost his entire army. And at this point, right, like he's got his vessels still. That's really good. And the fact that he has a few Marines here to kind of save them, really important as well. Some more Marines walking across the map. Let's take a look over at Gypsy's base. He's up to 6 racks, 2 Starport Science Vessel, double eBay, but we don't see +2 armor on the way yet. Okay, over at Zerg's base, we have the Evolution Chamber going. It looks like he just didn't start +2 Carapace yet. Definitely needs that. There it is. That is probably the most important upgrade in this matchup. Ultralisk Speed coming, meaning chitinous plating is already done. And wait, have we seen Defilers at all? Like, he has a Defiler Mound, but he might be skipping it to save gas. That's a possibility here. Oh, this is amazing from Gypsy. He just kind of randomly picks off like 3 lurkers here at the front. So it seems like Hawk maybe looking elsewhere at that time. That little group of Marines with the medic coming back in to see what they can get done. Not a lot. But if that's what kind of took his eyes away, that was a great trade. 4 vessels coming over. Science facility moving. This, I wouldn't be surprised if this is moving to make a physics lab. Right now, BCs are considered very strong in this matchup. Those battle cruisers dealing huge amounts of damage to these gas-starved Zergs. All right, now Racer coming up. Yes. All right. And I heard an irradiate there, I think, on a lurker as well. And it looks like he doesn't get that many kills. This was a good evacuation from Hawk. A lot of times the Eraser will end up killing so many drones, but in this time, not going to happen. Gypsy going to stim forward into this 3rd base of Hawk. He is in a lot of trouble. Guns down the Nidus, so this base is going down. No way to save it. Now, Hawk will probably just do a counterattack. That's about all you can do in this situation, but Gypsy should know that this is the most likely move right now. Brings his Marines out, wants to catch them at the choke. This tiny choke point going to be a problem here for Hawk. He does get through it, though. A lurker coming up as well to get a bro down, and looks like he's going to focus on lurkers. They are the most dangerous unit here. Lings and Ultras won't be able to kill him with all the buildings around, but lurkers can cause a huge problem. Now, the vessels come out. A lot of irradiate energy is ready here. Ultras running in frantically. A lot of fire bats coming out. Looks like he was more afraid of a Dark Swarm push than a mass Ultralisk push, so those fire bats won't be as useful. and he irradiates just about everything. The green cloud reigning supreme. This base has been cleaned, but Hawk double expanding. Unfortunately for Hawk, though, he's basically lost almost all of his valuable units. I guess the one thing we can say is that Gypsy doesn't have a very strong standing army in his main base right now. Few units coming out that aren't trading overly well. You can see this Ultra, 14 kills there. The Radiate being almost a buff for him against these SCVs. Yeah, an Eraser here on the Vessel, trying to kill off some of these Lings as they chase his SCVs over. And you know, the main army of Gypsy, it's not that large either. He's starting to bring it over here, but it might not work out for him. Lings and Ultras coming down, and they should be able to clean that small amount of army. And this is something that can happen sometimes. You kill a base, and they start counterattacking, and most of your army's on the other side of the map. But then, by the time you do anything with that army, the Ultras and Lings can outnumber them as well. So, very nicely done by Hawk. He reduced the army count over here. He killed the main army on the map. But Gypsy is out here with his vessels. Let's see some great irradiates. Getting all the high-value targets here. Third base is very well saturated. Looks like he's going to try to send an Eraser up, but Hawk going to pick that off immediately with a couple Scourge. Single Marine coming up to wreak some havoc, but the drones turn on him and make a citizen's arrest. Hawk right now banking quite a few minerals, so he can make a lot of Zerglings here. He's got 1-2 upgrades, which is really solid. Gypsy on the other hand, let's take a look. 2-2. +3 has been started as well, ahead of that +3 Carapace, which is incredibly important in the matchup again. I just heard at least one vessel die over here. Still has a healthy amount of vessels, though. He does have that Physics Lab, although, okay, the first 2 BCs are out. Takes a lot of Scourge to kill off these BCs. And yeah, there's no armor. So without armor upgrade, BC's one-shot Scourge. So a little bit hard to kill them off. Now here comes the attack from Gypsy. A lot of his Marines are injured, but there's not a very large army here from Hawk. So looks like this production from Gypsy is going to pay off. He's going to be able to bust his third base, and this might be the end of the game. Hawk bringing up a Defiler, but if you lose this base, Gypsy can easily back out and kill this base as well. Dark Swarm goes down. Another Dark Swarm, but like he would have to literally just stand there underneath the Dark Swarm to have any chance of really losing this game, I think. Irradiate onto that Defiler as the Marines and Medics run down to this 4th base of Hawk. Looks like he has snuck another hatchery over here, but I think none of this is going to be enough. We're going to drop below that 70 supply magic number for Zerg, where they just can't really do anything anymore. GG. Gypsy takes down Hawk.